Get ready? Start. Lord Mansfield said over 200 years ago that you cannot let out the bankrupt. He is not a slave of the assignee. The point in this appeal is as to what extent the insolvent can be allowed to run his business to sustain himself and his dependents, and as to what rights the official assignee and creditors have as against the insolvent. The modern concept appears to be rehabilitation of an honest insolvent and a more humane treatment to be meted out to the insolvent and his family. At the same time, it must be seen that a benevolent view towards the honest insolvent is not abused by one who is dishonest. It has to be admitted that both in our past and also in our present insolvency law, the punitive and deterrent aspects of legal policy have seemed hard to reconcile with the rehabilitative philosophy with which they are supposed to coexist. It would certainly appear to be the case that it is not very widely appreciated that bankruptcy law is also designed in part to protect the honest but unfortunate debtor, as well to discipline and, if necessary, punish one who has been incompetent or even dishonest, while those who are not aware of the beneficial provisions of insolvency law may suffer oppression at the hands of creditors. Conversely, there are certain opportunities for those who are closely familiar with the insolvency law to exploit its provisions to their advantage and at the expense of their less knowledgeable creditors. In this area of the law, the aphorism that knowledge is power has an especially truthful ring in it. The law must therefore achieve a just balance. This appeal is preferred against the judgment of the Madras High Court in OSA number 17 of 1998, dated 18 to 1998, rejecting the OSA in limine. By that judgment, the division bench affirmed the order of the learned single judge dated 4/8/1997 in application number 89 of 1997 in insolvency petition number 33 of 1996. The result of the dismissal of the interlocutory application was that the appellant, who was declared an insolvent on his own petition on 25/4/1996, was not permitted to conduct his retail business of selling kerosene under license number 173 of 1974 as an agent of the Civil Supplies Department of the Tamil Nadu government. The following are the facts in brief. The appellant filed a petition IP number 33 of 1996 for being adjudicated as an insolvent under sections 14 and 15 of the Presidency Towns Insolvency Act 1909, Act 3 of 1909, hereinafter called the Act. The said application was allowed on 25/4/1996 by the learned single judge. Thereafter, the appellant filed IA number 89 of 1997 on 10/5/1997, seeking permission to restart his kerosene business under license number 173 of 1974 as agent of the Tamil Nadu Civil Supplies Department, which, according to him, would fetch him rupees 920 per month, and out of which the appellant would be willing to allocate rupees 150 per month towards his liability to the general body of creditors. He stated that he was earlier supplying 5,000 liters every month at the rate of 200 liters per day for 25 days in a month. He had to supply 10 liters to each card holder per month. The license was renewable every 2 years. His first license was obtained in 1974 and the same was renewed up to 31/12/1998. The insolvency petition was filed as the incurred loss in cement business. Prior to the filing of the insolvency petition, the supply was temporarily suspended and 500 card holders were allotted to another stop.